Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to Old RPG Gaming. And honestly guys, it feels like it's been forever, but we're here again. WWE Smackdown vs Raw 2008. This is a 24/7 mode as it's called in this one, but it's the GM mode guys. And I believe this is about episode 5. I think it's episode 5. So it's been ages, or it feels like that anyway. So let's take a look at where we are. First thing I want to see is injuries. Now, William Regal, I remember he is in a rivalry, 1 week of a minor injury, just under half fatigue. We're babysitting this week and then he'll be fine. Let's take a look then at contracts. Everybody is in contract, beautiful. Happiness, Kenny keeps losing, so we're going to change that. And what's up with you, Regal? He keeps losing as well, so we're going to change that as well. Let's take a look at the fatigue, guys. Batista is at the top, highest fatigue superstar, but only halfway. That is fantastic. Popularity then, last one on the list. I think Kane's our world heavyweight, Helms is our cruiserweight, Undertaker is our US champion. So our three main champions, excluding the tag team champions, are all our top popularity superstars, so that's fantastic. Obviously we got Ray challenging for Helms' title, Batista challenging for Kane, and then I think Undertaker is just kind of a free-for-all. I think we've got like Orton, Punk, etc. Challenging for that. It's not the Hardys, it's Shad and JTG are tag team champions. Okay, so that's good. Who's our lowest popularity as well? I want to see that quickly. Kenny. He's got low fatigue, so we'll do a trophy date on him in a minute. All three of our rivalries are still going. We got an 8, a 7 and a 6 weeks rivalry, all with a 2 thumbs up fan reaction, which is brilliant. We got Punk and Regal, Batista and Kane, and then our cruiserweights Helms and Mysterio. So everything, we left it pretty okay actually. If we take a look at the calendar then, we just gone past Judgment Day. We got 4.5 star rating. The tag titles are on the line, the US title, the Cruiserweight and the World Heavyweight title. And we used some big matches in there as well. The Hell in a Cell, Last Man Standing, Battle Royal and a TLC Tornado tag and an Iron Man match. So that was an awesome pay-per-view, especially as our first pay-per-view for the year. So I'm happy with how that went. Unfortunately, the fans didn't change all that much. In fact, we're still bottom of the fans out of the 3 shows because, well, I actually can't give you a reason, guys. We got a 3.5 star rating on the following episode. ECW only pulled in a 3, and Raw only equaled us in a 3.5 star. So I'm not sure why we didn't gain all the fans from the pay-per-view, but we'll move on from there. We're on 7% on the GM of the Year award. Let's start the week, guys. So the first thing we're going to do is the trophy date I was just speaking about and get Kenny Dykstra off the bottom of the popularity list, and it raises the overall minimum popularity in the group. So above him was Jeff Hardy, who also had low fatigue, so we can afford to do one for Jeff as well. Brilliant. And then I think what we're going to do is Batista is top of our fatigue. So for the last 2 days before Smackdown, we're going to do endurance training and we're going to do it on Batista. We have worked a little bit on the animal already in endurance, but a big success there is 8%, and then hopefully, let's see if we can get another one. 2 in a row? No, just a success. So 13% on top of what he had. That's going to help him recover and lose some of that fatigue that he's got from the previous episode. So there's Batista. You can see here in his skills, bottom left of the skill chart, endurance training 31. So 31% is fantastic. It's going to help him a lot. Right then guys, let's move on to the first episode of Smackdown for this episode, if you like. Promos. Let's run some promos. Let's go for... We don't need a dirty clean turn. I don't want to hype up the title because I do that way too often. I'm probably going to do it several times in this episode. I do it in every episode. Let's go for something like an interview space. Somebody who's not a champion at the moment. Chavo Guerrero is the lowest in popularity. Him and Kenny are pretty, irrelevant to what the stories and rivalries that we've got at the moment. They're not in the title pictures. So if we do a interview for Chavo, and then actually what I want to do is probably move this to the first one, and then we're going to make match 3. We're going to have a tag team match, and we're going to have Chavo, and let's go for yeah, do you know what, let's go Chavo and Batista taking on Kenny Dykstra and Kane. Yeah, that's on the right one already. Okay, so we'll put those guys in there. Kane is our biggest rated popularity superstar at the moment because he's the World Heavyweight Champion. So hopefully putting him in with the 2 lowest. Obviously you've got Batista in there as well, it's quite high. We'll even it out and it will go well at match 3. Match 4 then, we need to get Punk and Regal, but we need to kind of make it so that Regal wins. So what we're going to do is go for the 1-on-3. If you follow any of my series of Manager Mode, you've seen me do this plenty of times, guys. We'll put Randy Orton in on the other side, and we're going to go for CM Punk, William Regal, and then we will put in as well, do you know what, why not put in The Undertaker, just for the popularity boosts. Nope, that didn't work. Where is William Regal gone? There we go, so Punk and Regal will continue their rivalry. Undertaker is good because he's high popularity. Randy Orton is at low popularity, so that will work well as well. Hit continue. Then for promo number 2, let's go for tag team hype. That gains, when it says it gains experience for a stable, you can actually change like how well they work together, like how effective their tag team moves are, like the double moves, how quickly they feel, like hype the crowd kind of thing, shit like that. Let's go for a rivalry attack. We haven't done this yet, so it's going to be Helms and Mysterio. Mysterio's got the lowest popularity, so he can take the boost. And then in the main event, non-title this week, but we're going to go for a 1-on-1. We don't want to go too high up in the fatigue range, so we go for a table match, and that is going to be our main event, guys. Mysterio and Helms in a table match. So hopefully by mixing, high popularity with mid-card popularity, these 2 matches here are going to, stay pretty high rating. They've got the rivalries in them as well, so all our rivalries, all 3 are continued. And then obviously Helms and Mysterio, that's the one that we're going to try and pull the rating in from. Of course we got the interview space for Chavo to help boost that one as well. Now we can focus on the lower card, guys. We're going to go 1-on-1 singles match. Shad and... who do we actually have left? I think we only have the tag teams left, so... do you know what? Let's go Shad and JTG, only because so many times already I've put, one of the Hardys against one of Crime Time, and we don't want to be repetitive, we want to, keep things different. So we're going to do the same with the Hardys and pit them against each other. That actually works out in the correct order as well, considering JTG is 82, Shad 74, and then we got a 75, 77. So it's good to have the lower ones, near the start of the card. You know this, guys. Right, so that's our first Smackdown of the episode. Let's run it through from the start. Hit confirm. Simulate all. So Matt Hardy beats Jeff. That was a singles matchup. Shad beats JTG. That's good. That's going to lower JTG. Raise Shad. So they kind of will be a little bit more closer to equal. That was a singles as well. Kenny and Kane pick up the win in the tag team match over Batista and Chavo. A handicap match. That's kind of how we wanted it to go. Punk and Regal continue their rivalry. They both pick up a win. It's another win for The Undertaker, which is going to boost him up into like the main event kind of superstar that we want him to be. And Randy Orton, he can take the loss. I like saying that, guys. They can take the loss. They're alright. They're tough. So the 3 beat the 1, like we hoped, in the handicap match. Our main event then, Gregory Helms beats Rey Mysterio. Kind of makes sense, seeing as Rey Mysterio got attacked in the rivalry attack. Hopefully Mysterio, despite losing, he'll still gain a little bit of popularity from the promo that we ran. And that is, well, fantastic. A full recovery for William Regal, no more minor injuries or majors to report, which is fantastic again. Rivalries, right, Punk and Regal has taken a thumbs down, so we're going to go ahead and delete this one. Kind of come at a good time because neither of them hold a title. Undertaker has moved right up in the popularity, so we can now put him in a rivalry with CM Punk, which is what I'm going to do next. Battle with the Titans moves on another week, still got the 2, and same with our Cruiserweights Collide. So let's go ahead and get this rivalry open straight away. I do believe there is something in here. There we go, David versus Goliath. Rivalry length 13 weeks, SummerSlam, perfect. So we're going to go for CM Punk. I think the Undertaker actually, they're both clean, so we can't do that. Which absolutely sucks. I hate this, guys. Randy Orton is dirty, but I don't think they qualify in the whole David Goliath kind of category. But no, they don't qualify, so we'll try and change that. Let's go for... Can't do Legend Killer. So many of these storylines that you use for the rivalries are dependent on a legend, which really fucking sucks because we're not playing with any legends. It's fine if you got, 3, 4 on your show. That works out fantastic. It did when we had like Austin, etc. But it kind of sucks when you don't have what you need for a good rivalry because it's a fucking legend. Right, Punk and Orton, they're both medium to high 70s, whereas the Undertaker holding the title is on at 86. Undertaker and Randy Orton seems like an okay rivalry. Randy Orton will be a contender for the United States titles already in the Power 25, so that works out okay with the storyline, which is the #1 contender. 13 weeks leads up to SummerSlam. Let's go with that, guys. So we've now got Orton and Undertaker, which frees up CM Punk to use in other stuff. Battle of the Titans is still going, and of course our Cruiserweights. Let's just make sure we've got no tears in the locker room. No. Oh, god damn it. I thought for once everybody was happy, but Ray keeps losing. We'll make sure you win, Ray. Chill your bean, bro. Right, what do we got here? Gregory Helms. That's actually quite interesting. I thought that Rey Mysterio would have took the popularity boost from the rivalry attack, but by the looks of it, it works the other way. I mean, I know Gregory Helms did win the table match, but Rey's gone down in popularity, so whether losing the match outweighs the popularity you gain from a rivalry attack, or if it's the other way around and Gregory Helms actually received popularity for that promo and the popularity for winning the match. That looks like the more likely as to what's happened here. But Helms has gone up to 89, no complaints, that's fine. Kane's still on 89, obviously he was on the winning team with Kenny Dykstra. We know the Undertaker's doing well, good. And our lowest popularity, Chavo and Kenny, we'll work on those two guys. Fatigue wise then, let's take a look at the top. You can see Batista's not top anymore. Helms obviously had a big match this week, table match, so that's why he's, top of the pile now, but that's fine. I'm happy with how everything is at the moment. Let's move on to our next week, guys. Right, what do we got? We got an ECW pay-per-view. I don't mind the other clubs getting all the pay-per-views in because it just gives us an extra day to do something in the week. So we go for a trophy date. We're going to go for Chavo Guerrero, and then we're going to do the same for Kenny. Dear oh dear, Chavo. See, if that was Eddie, that would have been a plus 70. Eddie loved the ladies. Right, fan change, ECW, 225,000. Was a 4-star rate pay-per-view, so I very much doubt those 22 or 225,000 came off of Raw. Let's see if we can see any change. Fan support. We are way behind, guys. I can't tell because I didn't check it before we started this episode, and I can't remember it from the last one, so it's hard to tell if we lost anything, but we are still bottom, so I take it yes. Let's get these trophy dates out of the way. So we've done Chavo, we're now going to go for Kenny. Keep getting his popularity up. We've got to be a little bit careful because of course they're going to ask for contracts if we go too far. The next two are Shad and Matt Hardy, so let's go for those. JTG is fine, let's go for Shad. Big success for the big man, love it. And then we can fit one in here for Matt Hardy as well. Success. Okay, that'll do. So our final day then, let's just go for a skill improvement. And we can run endurance training. Who is top at the moment? Gregory Helms. I think that's an easy way to kind of keep track of it. 8%, that's fantastic. Whoever's top of our fatigue, each time we check back in the roster, we'll run an endurance on them just to help them lose that fatigue. And then what's going to happen is eventually everybody will fucking build up the endurance training skill and we won't have a problem with fatigue. That's the plan anyway, guys. Just looking at our contracts here, Batista, Punk, Hardy, JTG, Orton, Shad and The Undertaker all have 4 weeks remaining on their contracts. Now, depending what's available in the other shows, we could be looking at some trades come the end of this episode. Let's see what happens. Maybe, guys, just maybe. Right, this time we are going to run title hypes because we're going to put some titles on the line. World Heavyweight Championship, it's about time that got defended. So we're going to go for a, let's go a triple threat match, if it will let me, that is. Let's put these guys in a steel cage. So I want CM Punk in that match, but I just don't think it's going to let me do it. Let's go Kane. No, won't let me do it. Okay. Well, let's keep it in the cage. We'll keep it as a steel cage match. We're going to go Kane and Batista. Yep, that's fine. Good, good. Title match is hyped up. That should be fantastic. 4.5, maybe even a 5. That's good. Let's get the United States Championship on the line. That is, of course, our new rivalry, which is Undertaker and Randy Orton. So we're going to go one-on-one. Let's go for a parking lot brawl. Why not? And we're going to get the Undertaker in there with Randy Orton. Beautiful. Notice as well, guys, Randy Orton, Undertaker, they've only got 1 fatigue, so it kind of gives us the leeway to do these bigger matches. Kane's got 2, Batista's got 3. It's not really much of a risk because, you know, they're not over halfway already. So at most, come the end of next week when it gets back to Smackdown, they're going to be under half, which is fine. So that's why we're able to do the bigger matches. But sometimes, as you understand, we have to do the singles matches just to keep the fatigue down, as boring as it may be. Right, next up then, guys, we're going to put the tag titles on the line. I've got to think of an interesting way to do this, because if I go hardcore single manager and manager, no, I want 6-man. Okay, I'll tell you what, we just do tag, manager and manager. So the managers for the teams are going to be Gregory Helms and Rey Mysterio. Now, I'm hoping that by putting Rey with Crime Time, because they seem to be winning more of the tag matches at the moment. Sorry, where's JTG? By putting Mysterio with the 2 that keep winning over the Hardys at the moment, hopefully they'll do it again. Rey will get his win, no more whinging. Of course, that continues Helms and Mysterio rivalry. It's a match that we haven't seen in their story yet, in their rivalry yet. So hopefully it will get the next thumbs up, moving on to 10 weeks. Matt and Jeff are going to partner with Helms on the opposite side. And that's going to be for the WWE Tag Team Championship, sorry. So that's pretty cool. We're going to hype up the United States title, only because we don't want it to be out, you know, we don't want it to be like outdone by the big tag match before it because of the cruiserweights involved in it. So we're going to hype up the US title, as it's only a new rivalry. It won't have as big a boost from that rivalry because it's just been started. Match 2 then. And what have we got left? Let's normal matches at the start of the card. Let's go for Punk. He don't have a match yet. We'll put CM Punk with. Let's go for Kenny. Why not? And then our first match is going to be, by the looks of things, I think it's Chavo, and then of course William Regal. So overall, we don't really have any low points on the card. I mean, 79-79 is probably our lowest. Regal and Chavo, 77 and 80, so that kind of works out maybe one popularity point less. So, and do you know what I mean? Like, to be so close to the 80s as our lowest, that's fantastic. Right guys, let's lock that in, hit sim, and see what happens. Chavo beats Regal, Punk beats Kenny. There we go, Shad and JTG retain the titles. It gets the win from Mysterio. I'm quite proud of myself for that. That was pretty cool. That worked out pretty well. You know what I mean? There's been other times that, you know, you try and do stuff like this, how you think it's going to play out, and it just backfires. I know if you guys have watched the 2006 GM mode, or it might have been the 2007 one, I had like 3 of my superstars, top superstars, that needed to win. I put them against Lita on a handicap and she won. So do not ever think that these things kind of go how you want them to, because 9 times out of 10 they do not. Randy Orton wins the United States Championship. That's actually pretty cool, because Undertaker was 86 with the belt. Orton was only a 78 without it. So now hopefully they'll both be around the 81, 82 mark, I would have thought. Batista, the animal, he's got it back. Batista has won back the World Heavyweight Championship inside a steel cage. He has smashed Kane. Oh, we got a medical injury report. 4 weeks for Batista. Look at that knee, guys. Speaking of knees, get well soon to Mr. Seth Rollins. I really, really miss seeing his whiny antics on Raw, which is a shame. You know, such a long time he's going to be out as well. It really sucks, but I want to go back to Smackdown, take a look at what ratings we got. Now, 4.5 for the title match at the end, that was good. 4 for the US title, 3.5 for the tag title, 3 and a 3. So we actually did set it up pretty much perfect to be in the order of the ratings. It pulled in a 4-star rating, which is fantastic. 3-star on ECW and a 3.5 on Raw. That, in my eyes, in my books and my rules, that should be fan game for SmackDown. But we'll see what the game's got to say about that as we go on to the next week. Let's head back just a little bit. What do we got here? Injury 3, like the number? No. Injury 3 month. GM of the Year award has moved up to 8%. We're going to win that plenty of times during this series. Let's take a look at that. We go to progress report. So it's down here somewhere, guys. Here we go. No injuries for a month. So by the time we get to the end of the series, it doesn't count minor injuries for this. It's just sidelining injuries. So as long as we don't get any bad ones, which I think we might get 1 or 2, so you could see that being as high as 10. That could pretty much work to 10% of the award by the time we get to the end of the year. But hopefully we're going to win it. Hopefully we don't even need to get to WrestleMania. If we carry on like building up good rivalries, we can win it before we even get to WrestleMania. But we shall see, guys. Right, fan support. We have gained some fans, fantastic. By the looks of things, Raw and ECW lost some fans in that match, or that week if you like. I don't know the exact figure, but I know that we was on 2.6, we're now on 2.7. Little is a good way to start. It's better than nothing, right guys? Let's take a look at popularity now. Batista, Helms, 89. Kane drops down to an 85, but the rivalry keeps his popularity up. Mysterio starting to gain. Shad goes up. Undertaker 83, Randy Orton 82. That's a little bit better for their rivalry. JTG and Shad are really starting to creep up, aren't they? Both of them into the 80s now as our tag champions, which is pretty cool. Matt Hardy drops down, obviously he lost. Punk goes up into 80. Regal drops down to 80. Kenny, Chavo and Jeff. Okay, Not bad, I'm happy with that. Let's take a look at the fatigue. Batista, obviously he did pick up that minor problem from his cage match, and Kane was in that same match as well. We'll work on those guys in a minute. Chavo Guerrero, he's happy that he's gained quite a bit of popularity, so he wants extra contract. And the same with Matt, we're just going 5 weeks. So yes, we are ending the episode with everybody in the locker room happy, which is fucking awesome. That doesn't happen too often. Right, we've got Batista, Punk, Hardy, JTG, Randy Orton, Shad, and The Undertaker with low contract, sorry. So let's take a look at the other shows. Let's go over to Raw and see what's kicking around on Raw. Right, John Cena, Edge. 29 weeks John Cena's got in his contract. 90 popularity. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to get that unless guys. I was going to say, if the Battle of the Titans, Kane and Batista, if that had gone sour, we could maybe afford to trade Kane, but we keep on with him because the rivalry's going good and rivalries equal ratings. 1 thumbs up as well on the new one, which is good. Let's go back to the trade. Edge, 88 now. He's a world tag champion. Cena is the intercontinental champion. Elijah Burke is the the WWE champion, sorry. I don't really think any of these benefit us at all, guys. The only good thing that we can do here is maybe take 2 or even 3 for one of our superstars because we've been working on the popularity. Now, while that does give Raw like the higher popularity superstars, they're low in contract, we're getting more superstars, so they're getting less. You know, that could work out more beneficial than just having a high popularity superstar. So let's try that. Let's go for MVP. He is the lowest, but he's got 16 weeks on his contract, which is fantastic. Chris Masters as well. We're going to take Chris Masters. And who else is down there? We got Finlay. 5 weeks for Finlay. Let's see if we'll take Finlay. And then if we look at the ones that have got 3 weeks left on our side, and we'll pick one out of the crowd. So what do we got? Randy Orton's in a rivalry. JTG and Shad are champions. So the only one really would be Punk or The Undertaker. Undertaker's just been put into a rivalry. He's only 1 week in, so it wouldn't be too bad to lose him. But I like The Undertaker. I want to keep him. Same with Punk. I like him. I want to keep him. Randy Orton would drop down to a 79, I believe, without the US title. Let's try it. Let's just try it, guys. I think that's a good trade. We'll trade off Randy Orton. It was declined. Obviously, it was too good a trade. Scrap that idea then, guys. Let's head over to ECW and see what they've got. Sort them in popularity. Oh my days! They got Triple H. They got DX riding high at the top. 29 weeks on Shawn Michaels. He's got 85 popularity. Guys, we've found a winner right here. Shawn Michaels, we are taking you with us. We want to keep Kane. I think it's Batista, isn't it? Shad. 84, but he's a tag champion. Do you know what? Let's just trade off Batista. He's got a minor injury. He's quite high on fatigue. He's done well in his rivalry, but there's no reason we can't start a new one. Full difference on the popularity, but a huge difference in the contract that we would be gaining for. We'll do that. We'll take Shawn Michaels. Let's see if we can't squeeze in someone else, as we are given the better one there. Has anybody else got any contract here that is worth stealing? Mark Henry and Michelle McCool. Do you know what? I'm going to put them both in. And then if we choose our other superstar as Randy Orton, who has 3 weeks left. Or actually, who's our lowest popularity? Jeff Hardy, no. Chavo Guerrero, 13 weeks because he has just signed another 5. Kenny Dykstra, 79. let's put Kenny in there, see if they'll take that. Batista and Kenny, but Shawn Michaels, Mark Henry, and we'll get a first diva in Michelle McCool. Let's see if they'll take that. We'll gain an extra superstar. Yes. Tommy Dreamer accepts the trade. So Michelle McCool, Mark Henry, and Shawn Michaels, HBK, have just moved over to Smackdown. Thank you, Batista, for your service. Kenny, you've been a revelation. You've gained shitloads of popularity. Fair play to you, my friend. That is a done deal, guys. That is the big part, if you like, to end the episode. Well, like I just said, that is the end of the episode, guys. So if you have enjoyed this video, please hit like. It shows me that you're enjoying it still. If you've got any ideas or rivalries or stuff like that that you want to see, let me know in the comment section, and I'll do my best to put those into the episode for you. And that's it, really, guys. I mean, I hope you're still enjoying everything on the channel. Like I said, thank you so much. Like, subscribe, yada yada yada. See you next time. Cheers. Also, guys, if you want to get your own channel art or logo personally done for you, get in touch with the graphics designer that done my channel art. The Skype address is on the screen.